Airsoft people. I'm Jeremy from 000 Airsoft, and today we're going to be looking at the M9A3 CO2 powered gas blowback airsoft gun made by Elite Force Umarex. Let's get started. So, as you can see, I still have the box. It shows 335 FPS, which I found to be very accurate when we get to the Chrono test later on. 21 rounds in the magazine. I was able to fit 23. It is a metal gun. Well, it's half metal. We'll get to that. CO2, and shoots 6mm plastic pellets, like all airsoft guns. As you can see, it's trademarked by Beretta. And let's flip on over to the back. Gives you a little overview of the Beretta, the M9. And this is really nice, but why look at the picture on the box when we have the real thing? So inside, you see the Beretta 19A3. It's in plastic wrap. It's probably done nice in this because I have used the Beretta. I have used my M9. I just put it back in the box for the sake of this review, but take it out of the plastic wrap, and here it is. Now, back to the box though, because I know that's what y'all really care about, is the box. So you pull this back, and you're gonna have your Allen wrench for putting your CO2 into your mag, and papers. You know, everyone likes papers. Yeah, do not return the product to the store, and your user manual, which is mostly other languages, but it has a couple of useful things in English, mostly about putting in your CO2 cartridge and stuff of the sort. Alright, enough of the box. So moving on to the actual airsoft gun, we're going to do a quick overview of the externals, how they look. As you can see from the front, we have an orange threaded metal flash hider or tip. Then you can see, let me zoom in on that. As you can see, we have the trademarking from Beretta USA Corporation. More Beretta trademarking. At the bottom, there's a serial number with the caliber 6mm BB. That's a nice touch. On the other side, we have this warning label that's engraved on the upper slide. Not sure if anyone has a disagreement with that. You have your selector switch here, indicated by 3 dots as opposed to 1 dot. And then more Beretta trademarking here and here. We have a metal upper slide right here, which has a functioning bolt catch. Oh, hold on. Gotta put that on fire. Which holds like so. When you run out of BBs, it does stop in this position. In order to release it, you press that. And then your trigger or your hammer is still going to be to the rear. As you can see, the hammer goes into multiple stages before you fire. You can also do it manually. Something nice to know. There's a rail underneath for mounting flashlights, lasers if you so wish. The lower part right here is plastic. This is plastic. The trigger guard's plastic. The trigger itself is metal. The magazine release is also metal. This is the ambidextrous safety. It's on safed. And now it's on not fire. There's this right here to help comfort your hand, help you get in a good position. These are the sights. Now we're going to do a basic field strip of the Beretta and show you where the hop-up unit is. First thing you want to do is release the magazine. Second thing, find this button right here. Push that button down to make that pop up. Twist that up. As you can see, the upper slide moved up forward. It is now released. Take that off. Don't need anything to do with the lower, so I'll put this over here. Now this is where everything is. The hop up is right there, that metal wheel. Right there. Can't see it very well, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna field strip it a little bit farther. The next thing is this spring. Push it in, move it to the side or up, and it comes on out. Zoom back out again. As you can see, there's this notch. There's this notch right here. This notch goes into that hole right there. when the spring is pushed into here. So then you can take your barrel out by pushing it forward and pulling it back and down. Now you can see the hop up a lot better, and you can also move it a lot easier when you have it completely out like this. This is also a good way to clean your barrel out or change your barrel if you need to. Now for reassembly, take your upper slide and your barrel, put it back in there, and it'll just rest right there. Then you just push it down. There we go. Then that notch I was telling you about earlier needs to go in here. So let's put the spring in right here first. Now this is the part that's a little difficult. I tend to come at it from the side. So gets in there. See, it comes out on the tip right here. That means it's good. And then make sure it gets into that groove, which it has. Pretty much done at this point. Now put it back onto the slide. So this is the grooves right here that it just naturally goes onto. Now you push it back a little bit, like so, and then you rotate that forward and it locks it in. Give it a good rack. Make sure you did it right. I did. And then you can put your magazine back in. Now onto the magazine for the M9. Here, you pull down that, and you push it off to the side into this notch right here. See if I can push that off into that notch right there, and then you fill the BBs through that hole, and they start to double stack down this lane. Start from here. Then it gets to around 23 BBs. At least that's how many I was able to fit in there. Down here is where you would change your CO2. To change the CO2, you put the provided Allen wrench into this hole, and then you twist it out. There we go. Now we're going to do the Chrono test. We're going to need Chrono with Elite Force 0.2 gram BBs. Just take a note that this is the third magazine that this CO2 cartridge has been on. So let's see how it does. Let's see if it has enough to do more full auto. And there goes the gas. Our rounds per second was 16.8. Let's take a look at all of the shots. Pretty consistent until I did the full auto. It dropped down to the upper 200s. But earlier when I was doing semi, it was 330-ish for the most part. A couple of high ones there, here and there, but for the most part it's around 330. Even on a new CO2 cartridge, it stays around 330 from doing previous Chrono test. That is another 000 Airsoft gun review. Please leave us a like if you like the video and hit that subscribe button so you can see more of our content. If there's anything else that we can do differently or any of your thoughts, please leave them in the comments down below. You can also follow us on Facebook.